Sciatica, the real cause. What's going on, Secoya Nation? This is Dr. Schilling bringing you today's Wellness Wisdom. Today we're talking about sciatica. And so I'm going to bring you some examples and how we approach sciatica. Of course, there are plenty of ways to do it. We just feel like it's a more effective way to work from the brain down. And so one of our participants named Jody had chronic sciatica, and she thought it was actually sciatic pain. And what we're actually finding is it's hip discomfort or hip malposition, if you will, that was causing radiating pain. So when you think about the hip, we're coming back to, like, what was she having trouble bearing? What was she having trouble, what was the load that she was carrying that was inability to carry? So we learned that in the process, it was really about the fact that she felt unable to bear the idea of not having a relationship with her son or not being able to see her granddaughter and things like that. And that led us to understand, like, that's how we understood her brain-body connection. We helped her heal faster because she was then able to make the connection and understand, like, oh, the pain isn't really the pain because all pain is perceived in the brain. In the absence of trauma, it's actually coming in, you're processing in the brain. So, if you like this stuff or if you feel stuck in your relationships and if you feel like these are beneficial, then, check out what we're putting out there as far as how to approach your relationships and how to connect with your loved ones and understanding your body. And if you have a symptom, it's because you have a symptom and it's not because you actually have a real symptom. It's because you have a problem that's not being addressed. So let's talk about some of the themes. Some of the themes as far as sciatica goes, as I have an idea of movement, but I'm feeling conflicted. I'm feeling like I have a conflict in my ability to move forward or assert myself in some way, shape, or form. That's part of sciatica. I want to, but I can't. That's another common one, because if you think about sciatica, it's like, how do I move my leg? And if you don't know the anatomical choke points, like right in the glute, it's called the piriformis muscle, and then behind the knee at the tibia, the fibula, is where the choke points for the sciatic nerve are. Actual sciatica has to go beyond the knee down to the ankle for it to be classic sciatica. But people oftentimes come in with pain in their butt, and they think it's sciatica when it's really not. So another thing related to sciatica is, like, I'm forced to go, but I don't want to go. I'm being forced to move forward. Something's compelling you forward that you can't control. It's a force that you can't challenge, if you will. So when you think about other parts of the sciatica, it's like self-evaluation. And sometimes there's a sexual content or context, and it's like an overtone. So because it's the pelvic viscera and the pelvic nerves, the pelvic is part of your reproductive organ. So when you think about that, having that sciatic pain is actually coming from, your ability to assert yourself. Part of it is actually you're the pillar of some position, and so, like, you're the matriarch of the family, you're the patriarch, or you're the leader or something like that, and you feel trapped by that pillar. You feel stuck in that. That's another way to think of sciatica, because people can develop these symptoms. These are just giving you an idea of, like, what the different themes and different stressors that are associated with it. Incidentally, people who doubt things, the doubters, tend to have sciatica more. So they find themselves doubting things very much, particularly regarding their sexuality. So if you're a doubter out there, maybe you're second-guessing your ability to perform, or you're second-guessing your ability to have a healthy relationship, healthy sexual relationship, stuff like that. It could even be coming from something like a concept of, I had to endure sex that wasn't right for me. Okay? Again, some of these are going to apply to you and some of them are not. So don't take all these like it all applies to me or it all applies to someone I love who has sciatica. It's really about some of these are going to apply to you. Getting back to our example with Jody, like, when you understand the framework of it was her relationship with her son, her desired relationship with him, and her desired relationship with her grandbaby that she couldn't have, that's where the sciatica pain comes from, and that's what solicits or provokes those symptoms. It's not really the pain is not really there, because all it takes is a little bit of talking and a little bit of muscle work, and the pain's gone. But if the conflict persists, if you can't resolve the conflict, then the symptom persists. That's where you understand it's called a hanging conflict. If you have a symptom that won't go away, it's called a hanging conflict. You're stuck somewhere. You haven't addressed something. Something is unresolved. That's your opportunity. So, just if you think this is beneficial, share it with your friends and family. Share it with somebody you know who suffers from sciatica, because we're putting these out because people want to understand what the deeper meaning is than just simply, I have a symptom and I've been labeled with this. And that's what we do. We're out here to empower you to know that. So check out the YouTube channel. We put all kinds of stuff. I've actually scaled back the number of videos I'm doing because I want them to be more profound and more involved for you and make more sense. This was actually done because Yvette asked us to do a video on sciatica. So Yvette, here you go. We appreciate the opportunity to serve you in this manner because it gives us an opportunity to serve you at a level that you have some connection to. And it's going to be a much more profound message, and you're going to be able to share it with someone you love or yourself. So we will sign off for now, but we wish you guys the best of the evening, and we'll see you tomorrow for the, we'll call it Wellness Wisdom or Wellness Daily, whatever we're going to call it. Have a great night, guys. Bye-bye.
Oh, I didn't know that you're